Quizzes are a great tool in Edmodo and really simple and easy to use. And like assignments, you get a quiz bank, so you can reuse whole quizzes or even just certain quiz questions. It's a form of a post, so it appears up here with all the different types of posts. You simply click on quiz, and you have two choices: create a quiz or load a previously created quiz. So let's click on create a quiz. Very important thing about the quiz. See how it automatically gives it a name, and this is the date, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. Name your quiz something so you'll remember it, because if you're going to use the quizzes over and over again, you want to make sure you know the name of your quiz. So I'm going to say Civil War 7th grade, and maybe I can spell right, Civil War Battles, 7th grade. You can set up a time limit, how long if you want them. By default it's 60 minutes. I don't know how, oh yeah, you could do 120, so you can do a time limit. You can write a little description of the quiz if you want. That would appear underneath the post, but you don't have to. And you've got a couple quiz options right here. Show results, so if you want to show the kids the results that they got, or whoever you're making the quiz for, you choose show results. If you don't want to show the results, you can uncheck it. And also randomize the questions, which might be a good thing to do, because if you have kids taking it one class period and then another class period, it randomizes the questions. All you have to do is check off the box. I really am not sure why I have this big white space, but if you have that big white space, scroll down, and it says add your first question to start creating a quiz. You have different question types: multiple choice, true, false, short answer, fill in the blank, and matching. All of these can be graded except for the short answer. You'll have to grade those yourself. So you pick what question and you simply click add a first question. So if you look up at the top, here's where you type in the question. What was the first battle? And to be honest with you, I don't know the answers to these questions, so forgive me if you're a social studies teacher. And notice you can attach things to the question prompt. So if there is something you want them to refer to them to read, or a website you want them to go to, the attachments work just the way they work when you're attaching to any kind of post. But know that it's an option that you can attach something to the question. Here's the responses. So you type in the response. I once again apologize for any errors I'm making in spelling, okay? And so Gettysburg, I'm going to say Bunker Hill, even though I know that's not one that has anything to do with the Civil War. And you can add as many responses as you want. So if I want to add another response, I can add another response. And notice this says this is the correct answer. Well, if Bunker Hill was the correct answer, you would just click set as correct answer. So I'm going to remove this answer. So once you're done with that, up here it says you've got one question, and now I can add another question. So I can click add the plus sign for adding a question, and it gives me another question. Notice it went to multiple choice. Well, if I want it to be a different question, I simply click on the arrow and make it true false. And so once again, question prompt, you type in the question, Lincoln was president during the Civil War. You can attach things here and here. The correct answer is true or the correct answer is false. You mark it there like that. So now it's showing me I have two questions right here. I can add another question as well. So when you hit the plus sign, I add a question. Notice it's a true-false question. Well, if I want it to be a short answer, there's my short answer. If I want it to be a fill in the blank, please make sure you read carefully with a fill in the blank. Use the underscore to specify where you would like a blank to appear in the text below. So just one underscore. So Just one of these is for a blank. Okay? Now, quiz takers will have to answer in the exact order for the question to be marked as correct. So if we're going to use a fill in the blank, make sure you do something where the answers are not interchangeable. So it's specific, because if you said water is made up of blank and blank, they could say hydrogen and oxygen. And if you put hydrogen first and oxygen second, and a student put in oxygen first and hydrogen second, it would mark it as incorrect. So be careful about that. One thing I forgot to point out, you can also, here's where you can put the points for the question if you want the points to be different. Matching. Match each letter with the correct answer, or you could change it. Enter options in their matching choices. The organization will be randomized. So you put in, so just say it's the color of the sky. I know this has nothing to do with the Civil War. And the answer is blue. So you put the answers right across from each other. Once again, you can attach things. And here, points per answer, total points. Well, how do they come to that? Well, there's only 3 matching. So if you add another one, it's 4 total points, but you can adjust these as well. And notice up here, it shows you how many questions you have. And you might be wondering, well, what's this load? Well, load is if you have a previously created question. Well, I only have a few questions here. But if you had a previously created question, you could add the previously created question. So you can use questions from other quizzes. And once it's loaded in, you can edit it as well, so you're not stuck with it. So if you want to look what the quiz looks like, up here it says preview. You click on preview quiz. Oh, sorry, there's errors. I'm not sure what the errors are. Oh, there's an error in question 3. Great. So if I go to question 3, let's see what the error is. Oh, I did not have answers for the rest, so that's why the matching didn't work. And look, matching, you have to have at least 3. So I'm actually just going to delete this question. So the cool thing is if you have errors, it shows you what the errors are. So it'll tell you, and then over here, number 3 was red, so I knew that was it. So if I go to preview, which is not going to be the most exciting quiz, here it is, Civil War battles, 7th grade. It says how long, it says the questions, you hit start quiz. It must be my browser that the question's all the way down here. It's true. The first battle, which I know Gettysburg was not. And somehow I have the same question twice. I'm not really sure how I did that. So, and here it shows you questions completed, how much time is left. And when a kid's done, they can hit submit quiz. So that's really it. So for assigning the quiz once it's done, when you hit assign quiz, it's going to take you to a place where you can show where you want to assign it to. So see how it's right here? It looks just like the notes and the assignments and the polls. So you pick a due date. You can check off added to gradebook if you want it to become part of the gradebook. Assignments by default are added to the gradebook. This you can check off you want it to add to the gradebook. Send to is where you put in all the information of who you want to send it to, 1 group, 2 groups, a group, a student, a teacher, however you want. And remember the clock, just like everything else, is you can schedule it. Because if you send it, it sends it right now, but if you want to schedule it, you can schedule it. And that's pretty much the basics about quizzes.